All right, we're back. This is week 7 of the NFL, and this is Gambling 101. Now, I've worked really hard on these 4 bets. I don't have the ticket yet. I do want to talk. I got a good friend from Buffalo who I want to talk to about this game before I put in this ticket. But this is what I'm betting on. Tennessee at Buffalo, the over-under is 40.5. I'm taking the over. I am a little afraid the Titans can't score. That Levy was not very good last week. I do think they'll be able to run the ball fairly well. And I think the Bills, I saw the extended highlights of the Monday night game on YouTube. I had to work that night. They missed a bunch of field goals. The weather wasn't that great, and they still managed to score. They're getting Armani Cooper. I think that gets them out of their. I think they're out of their 2-game skid funk. And I like the Bills to cover 9.5. Not enough to bet on it. The next game we have the big game: Detroit at Minnesota. Boy, those Cowboys got their ass kicked last week. They need a freaking bye week after a whooping like that. The over-under is 50 points. Detroit just lost one of their big name linebackers, Henchman or Hutchinson, I think is his name. I'm taking that over all day. That in a dome all day. I'm taking that over. To win, the Minnesota is giving a 1.5. I'll take the Lions in that one. The other 2 games I'm betting on: Houston at Green Bay. I like Green Bay. I'm not going to bet against Green Bay all year. I learned that lesson. What was that, week 2 when they played the Colts? I'm not going to bet against Green Bay. 47.5. I like the over, but the Packers can play defense, so I like the Packers better than the over. The next game that I like is Philly at the Giants. The Giants suck. I'm going to Philly given 3. I think they can win by 3 or more. And those are my 4 games that I'm picking. As far as the over-under in that game, I will take 42.5. I'll take the over in that game. Okay, so tonight's game, Denver at New Orleans. You know, I bet against New Orleans last week. I thought it was a lock, a rookie quarterback against Tampa Bay. I mean, they finally kicked their ass in the 4th quarter, but I don't know enough about that rookie quarterback. I don't want to bet on tonight's game. You know, if you're going to ask me, the Denver given 3, that sounds like a push. I'd probably take the Saints. The over-under is 37.5. That was another game that I bet on the over last week with Denver and San Diego. Denver's offense could not do anything until I hit my 3-gamer last week. I took the Tampa Bay. I took the over in Denver and San Diego was like 35.5. I got it at the end. And I took one other game. Let me see, what was it? I took Houston. Houston definitely covered over the Patriots. So I would probably take the under in that game tonight. We'll see. The early game that I'm not getting up for, I think Jacksonville can cover. And New England, their offense played a little bit better last week, 41.5. I almost bet on this over, but I didn't want to mess with it. The Dolphins and the Colts, this is another game that I looked at closely. I think the Colts, I like Huntley better than I think Skylar Thompson is the other option. He sucks. I like the Colts. I definitely like Huntley over Skylar. So I do like the Colts, but Flacco is pretty old. You know, that's who's going to play. You'll have to see if Jonathan Taylor comes back. I like the Colts, and I'll say 43.5. I'll take the under. Then we go to Cincinnati and Cleveland. This was a game that I looked at closely as well. I really liked the over in this game, but the Browns just lost their top receiver, Amari Cooper, and I'm afraid that Deshaun Watson is he's either not going to play or he's going to get benched. So for that reason, I stayed away from this game. I do like the over, though, if you made me choose. Then we got Seattle and Atlanta. This was another game that I looked closely at. I think, they both got good running games, and both of them don't do very well against the run. I think you're going to see a lot of running in this game. But I also remember that Kirk Cousins, he can throw for 500 yards. I like the under 51.5, but Kirk Cousins in his 500-yard game spooked me, and it's in a dome, so I stayed away from that game too. If you're gonna, I think I'll take the Falcons. What's their records? I'll take the Falcons covering 3. That game looks like it. That sounds like a game that'll be a push, though. Carolina at Washington. Obviously, I like Washington. That I looked closely at this game as well. I like Washington, but 8 is a lot. I don't like betting on those big spreads. I do like Washington, and I like the under. But the score in the Carolina game last week was like 38-20. It was way over that. So that's why I stuck with that Buffalo game. Okay, then we have the Las Vegas Raiders and the Rams, battle the two teams that both suck. The Rams are given a lot, 6.5. I think I would take the points in that one. I'll take the Raiders. But I know someone who I work with who he tells me every week, bet against the Raiders in the under. 43.5. It's in a dome. I do think I like the under. Then the Chiefs and the 49ers. I don't understand why that game is not on Sunday night. Probably for CBS bought it or whatever, or Fox it's on, they bought it. The 49ers are given 1.5. The over-under is 46.5. I will definitely take the over in that game, and I will take the Chiefs to win. Then we go to the Sunday night game. My team, the Steelers. You're going to give the Steelers points at home against a team that's 2-4. I would bet on that all day long, nonstop, constantly. Well, there's one problem. Russell Wilson. He hasn't played all season. To me, Tomlin wants to get cute. You ask me why I hate Mike Tomlin, he gets cute. They're coming off a win. You're going to bench the quarterback when he comes off a win? Are you serious? This is like the worst time to bench a quarterback after his best performance. It doesn't make any sense to me. I know I have a buddy who's going to watch this who he doesn't watch the game. He reads the paper and he looks at the stats and he says, well, their offense is last in the league, passing is last in the league, scoring is last in the league. Well, they have a new offensive coordinator, a new coach. They have a young offensive line, young receivers. Of course they're going to struggle at first. They're getting better every single week. In Fields, he wins with his legs. He doesn't need to pass as much. So that is the stupidest thing ever to start Russell Wilson to me. However, I still like the Steelers, and it's 38.5. I'll take the over, but I'm not messing with that game because of Russell Wilson. Then the 2 Monday night games I didn't really look at. I have to work then, so I don't usually bet on those games. The Ravens are giving 4 on the road to Tampa Bay. The Ravens are really playing good right now. I guess I'd have to take the Ravens, and the over-under is 49.5. I'm taking an over on that one. And then the LA Chargers at Arizona. The Chargers given 2.5, and the over-under is 43.5. I'll take that's an over. That's a lock on the over. Arizona didn't play very well, but it was rainy in Green Bay last week. I'm still going to take the Chargers, but that's a tough one. College ball, we'll get to college ball real quick. I liked Alabama until someone told me, they were like, yeah, well, Alabama barely won last week. They should have lost, so that talked me onto that one. And I think I like Miami to cover in Louisville, but now they're giving 5. That's a lot. A lot of Miami games have been close. But that'll do it. I have to go to work, so I can't do any shots, but see you next week. Thanks for watching.